morning, I'm Amit Packerel and let's begin with the top stories this hour. 10 years passed since the government's pledge of abolishing illiteracy. 5 billion spent on literacy campaign. 18% still illiterate. Preparations underway to take EPS language test for jobs in Korea. Some 6,000 previously passed applicants still waiting for their turn for Korean jobs. Amnesty International to strip Myanmar's de facto leader Aung San Suu Kyi of its highest honor, the Ambassador of Conscience Award. And Nepal's women team taking on Bangladesh today at Olympics qualifier. Nepal need a huge margin victory to keep alive its hopes for the second round. The main day of Chhath festival is being observed with a lot of fervor today across the country. The sun, considered as the god of energy and of the life force, as per the Hindu mythology, is worshipped during the festival to promote well-being, prosperity and progress. In Hinduism, sun worship is believed to help cure a variety of diseases, including leprosy, and helps ensure the longevity and prosperity of family members, friends and elders. The rituals of the festival are rigorous and are observed over a period of 4 years. They include holy bathing, fasting and abstaining from drinking water, standing in water for long periods of time, and offering prayers to the setting and rising sun. 10 years have passed since the government announced it would abolish illiteracy in 2 years. In the 10-year period, the government spent over 5 billion rupees for literacy campaigns. However, based on the government's data, 400,000 people between 15 to 60 years of age are still illiterate, which accounts for 18% of the total population. Despite the failure of the previous expenses, the Ministry of Education is preparing for a similar literacy campaign, under which it intends to invest 200 million rupees for districts in the Tarai region. Based on the government data, out of the total 30 districts, the illiterate population mostly belong to Bara, Parsa, Rohtahat, Sarlahi and Mohottari districts of Province 2. The illiterate population especially cover Muslim and Dalit communities. It is also questionable how literate those under the other 82% literate bracket are. The government first announced of alleviating illiteracy in the budget announcement 10 years ago and spent 1.4 billion rupees that year. The same announcements were made twice after that. However, the budget has been spent more on political party cadres and those with access to the power. The mother-centric parties had raised the agenda to amend the constitution over 3 years ago, but they haven't yet been able to amend the constitution to their liking. When the Tarai-based parties started a movement after being dissatisfied with the promulgation of the constitution, which came into effect on the 20th of September 2015, Nepal was subjected to a blockade from its southern neighbor. This was followed by all the subsequent governments reaching an agreement with the Madhese-centric parties to amend the constitution. 3 years since, the demands of Madhese-based parties remain intact. The current government has 2/3 majority to amend the constitution. Rashtriya Janata Party extended its support to the present government with the expectation that the constitution would be amended. But the party is in the dilemma after the process to amend the constitution has not moved forward. If the party withdraws its support to the current government, the 2/3 majority needed to amend the constitution would falter. However, if the party continues to support the government, it fears that its agenda for the constitution amendment would weaken. Sanghiya Samajwadi Forum, which also demanded for the constitution amendment, is currently in the government. However, the party hasn't been able to raise the agenda of constitution amendment once it joined the government. Political analysts have opined that Rashtriya Janata Party and Sanghiya Samajwadi Forum Party have been raising the agenda of constitution amendment only to be in the government. At a time when the party minister has been saying that the constitution would be amended according to necessity and purpose, the role of Rashtriya Janata Party and Sanghiya Samajwadi Forum seem weakened. And time now for a short break. For more news, do stay with us. Welcome back after the break. The Employment Permit System EPS under the Department of Foreign Employment is preparing to conduct Korean language examinations. Despite over 6,000 of those who cleared the test in the past 2 years, still waiting for the turn to apply for jobs in South Korea. The Korean language test has been conducted every year for the past 10 years. Around 70,000 applicants appear for the test every year, while 7,000 to 10,000 manage to clear. The government has initiated the process to send the batch that cleared the test 5 months ago. However, no initiative have been taken for more than 6,000 of those who passed the EPS language test 2 years ago. These candidates have already spent more than 100,000 rupees for preparations and examinations, but their future is uncertain due to the government's indifference. Clearing the language test alone does not guarantee a job in South Korea, as the Korean government has the final say on who it wants to hire or not. However, despite the uncertainty, people spend hundreds and thousands of rupees and invest their time for EPS exams, as the Korean jobs guarantees over 200,000 a month, making it a lucrative offer. The government upgraded the capacity of Gorkha District Hospital to 50 beds 5 years ago. However, despite the government appointing specialist doctors, the number has turned out to be inadequate. And in this contest, we had asked the patients at Gorkha Hospital what should be done to enhance the quality of health services and make it more effective. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
गोर्खा अस्पतालमा विशेषज्ञहरूको दरबन्दी त भएको तर उहाँहरू नभएको हिसाबले विभागले र केन्द्रीय कार्यालयहरूले चाहिँ उहाँहरूलाई चाहिँ ताकेता गरेर सम्बन्धित ठाउँमा पठाउने चाहिँ पहल गर्नु पर्यो।
डाक्टर राम्रो लिएर आउनु पर्यो, अन्तबाट यहाँ आउनु पर्यो, यहाँ बस्नु पर्यो, आएर अन्त बिरामी पठाउन चाँडै झट्टपट्ट भएन, यहाँ लागेसम्म यहाँ उपचार गर्नु पर्यो।
राज्यको तह माथिल्लो निकायबाट जनताको चाहिँ स्वास्थ्यलाई ध्यानमा राखी जरुरत अनुसारको डाक्टर पठाउनु पर्यो।
कर्मचारी व्यवस्थापन छैन गोर्खा हस्पिटलमा। सरकारले गोर्खा हस्पिटलको लागि अनुगमन गर्नु पर्यो।
डाक्टरहरूलाई सरकारले पठाउनु पर्यो, जसमा डाक्टर आएर पनि हुँदैन कि आएर बिरामीलाई कस्तो सेवा पुर्याउन सकिन्छ त्योतिर ध्यान दिन पर्यो।
नेपाल सरकारले गोर्खा जिल्लामा जस्तै हातखुट्टा भाँचिएका सुत्केरी गराउने अन्य विभिन्न रोगहरूको विशेषज्ञहरू उपलब्ध गराइदिन पर्यो।
पर्याप्त रूपमा औषधि पनि राख्नुपर्छ। औषधिहरूको बहुत कमी छ, यहाँ औषधि नै छैन, बाहिरका दोकानहरूमा पनि पाउँदैन। मानिसहरू गोर्खा जिल्लामा औषधि नपाएको कारणले बाहिर जाने गरेको छ।
It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, why has the literacy campaign failed to be result-oriented despite huge investment? And often saw aid campaign being a mere show-off. The lack of effective teaching mechanism. The voting is on. Type in WS, select your option A or B and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Now the sports update.
Sports news.
Nepal's women's team takes on Bangladesh today at the Asia region qualifiers for the 2020 Olympics, which will be held in Tokyo. Nepal must secure a huge margin victory against Bangladesh to keep its hope of progressing to the second round alive. The match, which will be played at Thuwana Stadium in Yangon, Myanmar, will kick off at 2:15 p.m. this afternoon. Despite remaining unbeaten at the tournament so far, Nepal is yet to secure a victory. Meanwhile, Bangladesh has already crashed out of the tournament as it suffered losses in both of its previous matches. Nepal will progress to the second round if it secures a huge margin victory against Bangladesh, and if the match between India and Myanmar is won by one team with a massive margin. Despite equal 4 points with Myanmar, India leads the table on goal difference. Nepal has so far garnered 2 points from 2 matches. Nepal and Bangladesh are familiar rivals in women's SAF competition. In 2 previous classes, Nepal had emerged victorious in both the occasions. England has secured its first victory at the Women's World T20. England saw off Bangladesh under the Duckworth-Lewis Stern method in a rain-affected match played this morning. Bangladesh lost the toss and were put to bat first in the match played at Darren Sammy National Cricket Stadium in St. Lucia, West Indies, where they could only manage 76 runs, losing 9 wickets in 20 overs. Bangladesh were restricted to a paltry total as debutant Christy Gordon picked 3 wickets for England. Ayesha Rahman top scored for Bangladesh with 39 runs. England were made to chase a revised target of 64 runs in 16 overs after rain intervention. It took England only 9.3 overs as they chased the revised target, losing only 3 wickets. Amy Jones remained unbeaten for England at 28 runs, while Natalie Silver scored 23. Placed in Group A, England had to share points with Sri Lanka in the first match, which was also swept by rain. Meanwhile, it was Bangladesh's second loss at the tournament as they had suffered a 60-run loss against host West Indies. Sri Lanka is currently playing against South Africa in another Group A match. And before we wrap up, a reminder of the top stories. 10 years passed since the government's pledge to abolishing illiteracy. 5 billion is spent on literacy campaign, 18% still illiterate. Preparation underway to take EPS language test for jobs in Korea. Some 6,000 previously passed applicants still waiting for the turn for Korean jobs. Amnesty International to strip Myanmar's de facto leader Aung San Suu Kyi of its highest honor, the Ambassador of Conscience Award. And Nepal's women team taking on Bangladesh today at Olympics qualifier. Nepal need a huge margin victory to keep alive its hopes for the second round. And that's all for this hour. Keep watching Kantipur Television SD for more news and entertainment. Goodbye for now.